Here. So ASAR 720, about 2 months ago, this will be our second or so video for the Ameyn-Ras YouTube channel. He had made a comment, interesting comment. He said, who never connected Asar and Aset to Ethiopia? Now, in case you don't know and you're new to this, Asar would be who the Greeks called Osiris, and Aset would be the one who the Greeks called Isis, to Ethiopia, ancient Ethiopia, who some call Abyssinia and Kush, and we know as Tobia. Now he goes on to say the Bennu Society videos, I guess he's trying to bump and promote his channel, he said already did that. You told me Asar was from Syria. Yes, we did. And well, actually, we said Asar is from Assyria. There's a difference. Assyria, A-S-S-Y-R-I-A, not S-Y-R-I-A. Remember that? Yes, we do. We do remember that, Asar 720. Now you admit they from Ethiopia. No, we've always admitted that the root of the Nile River Valley civilization comes from Ethiopia and even deeper in Africa. You understand? So we've always admitted that. What we disagreed with and did not admit to was all these inaccuracies by some of the ones like yourself, basically, that have a little bit of the truth based on Dr. York and what Dr. York has said and has put forward, or Malachi Z. York, or the Nawabian Moors has put forward, which some of the information is correct. We do admit that some of the information is right on the money, but then some things, for obvious reason, he stirs it away from Ethiopia in particular, with slander and blasphemy against His Imperial Majesty because of family issues and family problems that he connects himself with ancient modern Sudan and everything like that. Anyway, going on for Asar 720, which is actually, I guess, modeled on the fact that Dr. York also put 720 there, which means that they both are missing 360 degrees, a whole world, a whole cipher. And this cipher is the half of the story that ones like myself, Ameyn-Ras, which is a name and a title that we use previous to Dr. York going down to Egypt, while Dr. York was still promoting the Islamic Hebrews, the Ansarullah community, the Nubian Islamic Hebrews. We use the name and title Ameyn-Ras. So this is not anything new, not Ras Ameyn, but Ameyn-Ras. And we'll go into that. But let's go on with 720, Asar 720. He says, we used to say Asar was foreign. That geese, which is good, is you're putting to the hieroglyphs are not accurate. Well, how would you know? I mean, if you do know this Asar 720, then you should rebut this with a video, since you have made some interesting videos. Some of the videos I think we even commented on that we enjoyed. They were enjoyable videos. So you obviously have the technology to rebut this, you understand, in a video, and to explain exactly how and why the good is that we're putting forward is inaccurate or not accurate. But going on, he says, like the Asar one, you have an Ethiopic ASR, but in the glyphs it's as the throne and the R or the I. It says Asar Netter, not Asar in Amharic. Please learn how to read the glyphs. There is a connection, but you don't know it, my friend. Well, I didn't know that we were friends, but prove what you're saying. You understand? Prove what you're saying, because we do know the connection, and we've touched on a couple of points that you've wrote that we don't know what we're talking about, but you have not really gone through the fact of explaining that. You understand? Now, if you're talking about later, what they call the later interpretation by the priest, the Ameyn priest of Asar, well, they changed it because they wanted to add the solar disk in place of the I, and that it refers to Ra. You understand? And when you say Ra, you understand, you'll have it all wrong right there. It's array, and that comes from Ge'ez and Ethiopic. Now, there's another comment that you made that we want to touch on briefly right here. let's bring this up, because it's obvious that Asar 720 is lacking 360 degrees of understanding, even though they're saying that what we're putting forward is inaccurate in the KeGibS and the Amharic and the Ethiopic. They have failed to explain their point, you understand, more coherently, you understand, and comprehensively, like in putting forward a video like you do on the Bennu Society. So put this forward, or at least rebut, you understand, to prove that you know Ethiopic and you know Amharic as you claim. But 2 days ago, he made this interesting comment. He said, so when Ameyn-Ras was trying to diss me and saying that Asar was an invader from Syria, and there was an Asar that was an invader from Asaria, he never said that. What? Why are you speaking for him? I only speak about black Asar from Ethiopia, Kush. Well, that's your ignorance. That is your ignorance. So I hope everyone who is plugging into your Bennu Society is recognizing that you are selectively, you understand, discounting a whole cipher, you understand, a whole world, a whole reality, because you choose, as you said 2 days ago, you said that you only speak about black Asar. I know there was a black Asar. There's Asar, isn't there? You understand, you're making this a racial issue or something like that. You should explain the point. But he goes on to say, and he said he was a foreign god. Yeah, the Asar that you think is black Asar is actually a foreign god. I mean, this is what's so interesting about it. The Asar that you believe to be the black Asar is actually the very foreign god Asar that we tried to warn you and point out to you, but you decided to dismiss that. You understand? But going on for Asar 720, he goes on to say, I know Asar very well. After all, you know, you claim his name, which proves that you are another Asar too. So that proves there is more than one Asar, as we said from the very beginning. And if you on Ethiopia, which is one of our other channels, don't know that the Bible was stolen from ancient Egypt, then you need to wake up, my friend. The Bible was, your Bible may have been stolen. You understand? Our Bible was not stolen from ancient Egypt. Perhaps your Bible was stolen from ancient Egypt, because in our Bible it says, Musaim yegibtochina tibeb hulu tamare bekaluna besharawim yebereta honne. Now, if you know what that means, then this whole discussion right here, we should go on to another point, you understand, and really work on teaching the people the truth instead of limiting it to a black Asar or a white Asar or something else like that. Just tell the people the truth. But finally, Asar 720, he says this. He says, the Cain and Abel story is Asar and Set. Let's respond to that, the Cain and Abel story, because there's a lot of people who are believing that, well, Cain and Abel is basically Asar and a Set. One version of the Asar and the Set, or the really Shet story, it's really Shet. You understand? You'll have that a little bit wrong too, because actually Set is someone else, or Seth, and then you have Set Bamarinya. If you understand that like you claim to, then we don't really have to explain that in detail to you. But he goes on to say, and there is no other Asar. Well, obviously there's you, Asar 720. And this is where I want people to recognize these moderately educated. I'll say moderately educated. I call, you know, ones like 720. I know you're going to say we're dissing you again, but you're almost like a metaphysical dropout. I mean, for real. You understand? I mean, even as you say these things and there's no other Asar. Obviously there is another Asar if you say you're only speaking about the black Asar. If you, yeah. So Asar 720, about 2 months ago, we haven't, this will be our second or so video for the Ameyn-Ras YouTube.